Welcome to Enlightened Evolution.
I'm Kay.
And I'm Christina.
We're here to discuss the ebb and flow of our soul's healing and transformation through self-reflection, choosing intentionally, honoring thyself, and following your inner guide.
Thank you for joining this safe space with us.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Enlightened Evolution with Kay and Christina. We're here today going to discuss what social media addiction is and how it affects your daily life. How are you doing this morning? What's your range of social media addiction?
So this request came from one of our listeners, and I was like, I know I gotta be addicted to social media. So as I was diving into it, I'm like, yeah, I got a bit of addiction going on there. And I like catch myself in it somewhat now, like doom scrolling, definitely do that. I could stand to have less social media in my life. What about you? I mean, you don't really have very much social media.
I don't think I have social media addiction. I think I used to. When I was in nursing school, I would physically take my phone and put it in another room and put it on DND because I didn't have the self-control to not sit there on my phone when I was supposed to be studying or something.
Yeah.
And I used to think like, well, if I spend this much time on Facebook, I could literally just be studying to earn a degree. And like,
Hey, it worked. You got there.
yeah. So, but I understand it. And I think I definitely used to be addicted to social media.
It's not an easy thing to say, I'm addicted to this.
No,
It's not a
no,
fun thing to admit.
no, it's not for many reasons, as we'll get into. How are you doing today? Do you have any plans?
I am going to an 8-year-old's birthday party today.
Fun. Do you know the theme? Do you know the theme of the birthday party?
Gymnastics. It's going to be, so she's in gymnastics, and it's going to be at her gymnastics place. Her gymnastics place does like classes throughout the week, and then on weekends they'll like open up for like free play or whatever. So
Nice.
we're going to go there and play with our girls.
Love it.
What are you doing?
Remember that link you sent me to that Mexican restaurant in Royal Oak?
Yes, are you going to go there?
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Oh,
there.
send me pictures. It looks so good.
I will. Yep. We're gonna go there and then I don't know, the movies or whatever. But yes, I'm
Nice.
excited. I guess everything is in walking distance that he planned. So
Cute.
yeah, so yeah. And I got a new t-shirt. I'll have to show you the outfit to see what you think. It kind of looks crazy, but I know it goes. It's a long, like lime green flowy skirt, which will like kind of go with the theme of this restaurant. And then I have
Mm-hmm.
an Edward Scissorhands t-shirt. I'm
Oh,
gonna wear with
cute.
it. Yeah, and he's holding
I
like
love that movie.
I do too, and he's holding like a lime green like butterfly in his like it's just the
Oh, yeah.
cutest. It's just the
That'll
cute.
be perfect.
So I'm
I'm wearing
excited.
my new childless cat lady shirt today.
Oh my god,
It's
let me
got a
see.
little black cat on it.
I love that. That's hilarious. I love that.
It's cute.
It is cute.
What movie are you going to see?
Oh, I can't remember what it was called, but it's about all these and I don't like I'm not on any platforms to even see new movies coming out, so it's something that a link that he sent me and all these people get together, they meet this billionaire, they go on this island and then I don't know what happens, but I think he starts like killing people.
Oh,
So,
sounds legit.
yeah. So my heart rate will be up later. I forgot the
Yeah.
famous guy that I don't
So
know.
have you seen that Beetlejuice is coming out again? Like they've remade Beetlejuice? Or not, maybe
Yes.
it's like a sequel, I guess.
Yes, I loved the first one. It was like one of the main ones I watched as a kid. So, yeah, I'm going to have to take Kyla to go see that. She's on top of the Halloween movie list this year, so that'll have to be
My
one of her.
girl.
She's obsessed like
I just love it. It's like 60 degrees out right now. I have
Mhm.
most of the windows open in my house, like just letting fresh air. I love when I can do that. It's
Yeah.
been months of hotness here, so I really haven't been able to air it out.
Yeah.
I
I
love a good crisp morning.
I know, and it's been that way recently, and it just feels so peaceful to be chilly in the morning and then wrapped up. I love it.
Mhm.
Okay. So there's this website, Healthline, that I got a lot of helpful information from. And they classified social media addiction refers to uncontrollable and excessive engagement in social media networking sites and platforms. An individual suffering from social media addiction devotes a significant amount of time and energy to check on social media networking sites and engaging with other users on platforms multiple times a day. They said that studies have shown that social media has had a powerful effect on the brain, and it can create stimulating effects similar to addiction due to the dopamine surges we get when we hear a notification on our phone or see a like. And
Mm.
although I'm not addicted to social media per se, I think that we could just do like this. I feel like it's a cell phone addiction
Yes. Yeah.
because it's the same it's the same, I guess, chemical reaction in my brain when I get a text message from somebody or, you're waiting on like an email or something and it comes through. I think it's the same effect.
Mhm. Except for, like, work emails. I don't feel dopamine when I get a new work email.
No. Yeah, I guess there's some things that definitely release my cortisol. But
Mhm.
but just the getting attention from the outside world, I think it triggers a lot of that's the same thing. So how do you know if you have social media addiction? I think it goes beyond just enjoying using it. Some of the key things I took out of this were negative effects on your job or schoolwork due to the overuse. When you physically are like, okay, I'm going to watch one more video and then put my phone down and then take care of my responsibilities and five more video, five, five more TikToks scroll through and you're still just sitting there
Mhm.
mindlessly scrolling. When you're sitting there hanging out with your friends or family and you're just on social media, not even paying attention to them, and I would say an increased reliance on social media as a way to cope with your problems. So suppressing your issues and just like an escape. That's the way I
Mhm.
took it. People become really restless and irritable when they're away from their phone. Like, you have to be present and engage in work with coworkers or clients, and you have an increased irritability during those times. Maybe some people don't even realize it.
Oh, yeah. I think most addictions, people don't realize it until you kinda sit down with the facts and you have that, like, question in your mind. Like me, I was like,
Mhm.
"Am I addicted to social media?" And then I was looking at a lot of these definitions and examples, and I was like, a lot of them do fit me, not all, but yeah, I can relate to a
Mhm.
lot.
I think that during your free time, if the only thing that you're doing is engaging in social media, I think that would be a good indicator. But it has a lot of good things too, like you're saving your memories and you get to stay connected with your friends and family and people you love. But I think when it
Yeah,
goes
and I think just anything that we can become addicted to, everything in moderation. It's not to say that social media is horrible because it's not.
Mm,
It's a great tool. Some people's whole careers are on social media. So
mhm,
there's a lot of great that comes out of it, but in anything, moderation is key and you have to look at how it's affecting the rest of your life. I have noticed lately, and it's something I think we need to work on. Jordan and I, like at the beginning of our relationship, we never were on our phones around each other. Like we were always engaged with each other. And I think part of that is like you're getting to know each other. So you have a lot more conversations, things, you're asking each other. But more lately, like we spend our evenings on the couch watching a show on our phones,
mhm.
when we could be more engaged with each other.
Yeah, I don't like that. Like, I'm not on my phone as much. And I really notice it when other people are, and it is kind of an irritation for sure. So I have some social media, the effects that it'll have on you. And so I have teenagers, and I definitely know that my daughter's probably addicted to social media and her cell phone, and it's much different with kids than it was with us growing up. We didn't have that, and there's such a pressure for kids to be online, and that's a whole other thing is with teenagers. I think that's when it develops is, when they're teenagers
Mhm.
now. But I think it creates low self-esteem
Oh, yeah.
and just all the filters, and there's a certain body image that's supposed to be sexy and beautiful. It can and then start to increase like the isolation and feeling lonely. If I know that my daughter especially has like this social anxiety, but these creative videos that she makes are so cute, and she's super confident and about it in her videos. And then sometimes, and with her friends, she's not like, you know, like shy, but like out in public, she's just like so shy and quiet. It's such a difference. Anxiety and depression, definitely anxiety. S- s-
Mhm.
There's some things I come across on TikTok and I'm like, oh my God, like there's this new trend right now, and people are, oh, my traumatic memory. And then they pour the candy in the bowl.
Trauma candy salad? Oh, yeah, I've been
Yeah.
watching a ton of those.
They give me anxiety, like, "Oh my god, I do not like, I got my own shit I'm processing. I do not wanna hear about how you're you got kidnapped by your mom's boyfriend when you were in, like, a high-speed car chase, like, that's so traumatizing."
Yeah.
But I do watch them, like, we've we like, for so it's, like, gets me all going, you know?
I've been watching them, and, like, I do consume a lot of content around trauma because it is, like, I'm very into sociology and psychology and learning from others and seeing what others experience. But also what I've noticed in a lot of them is they do what I do, and probably if I made a video like that, I would do it too, but there's a lot of laughing that comes when they
Yeah.
mention their traumas, and I'm like, I feel seen because 'cause I'm like, "Oh, I'm not the only one that has that
Mhm.
inappropriate
I
response."
do, yeah, I do that too quite a bit. I've noticed that in myself. It's hard to control. There is this so one thing I thought was really interesting was that people that are addicted to social media have lack of empathy because they don't have that face to face. And I found it on like 2 or 3 different websites. It's like empathy is almost labeled as a skill, even though a lot of people would argue that it's something that you're born with. But I do think that with healing and self-awareness, it's something that you can develop. And
Mhm.
I just thought that was interesting that the face-to-face
Mm,
communication can influence a person's empathy skills.
that makes sense.
Mhm. Disrupted sleep patterns. I mean, there's been studies about that. I try to take Kyla's
Oh,
phone away
yeah.
from her at night, especially during the school days. But I'll just sit there and scroll an hour past my bedtime.
Yeah. I saw something that was really interesting. It talks about how social media platforms are actually engineered with psychological triggers to cause you to be addicted. They want you to continuously consume the content on whatever platform it is.
Mhm.
One of the things they use is variable rewards. So the randomness of what comes up in your feed actually triggers your brain's reward system, similar to how gambling works. So people that become addicted to gambling because of, I don't know, am I going to win? Am I going to lose? What's going to happen? That is a very similar, so it increases your dopamine just by not knowing what's coming next.
Yes, and that's interesting that you say that because just the other day, my daughter I don't know what platform it was on, but she posted like, she deleted one account. It's been a while since she's had it. And then she got a brand new account. And that very first video she posted got 95,000 100,000 views.
Oh.
And so she's like, "Oh my gosh." So the reward system, like if you're going to post on our platform, we're going to increase, you know, all these views that you get. I
Yeah,
just
and now it's more than just the social validation of likes and things. Now people are monetizing over social media. So there is an actual monetary award like gambling
Mhm.
that can come from it.
Yeah. Yes. I think that not just social media, but online dating would is another
Yeah,
thing that people could be. I mean, I guess you could put that as, social
I
media
consider those social media, yeah.
because that was
I remember my days of I would just sit and swipe for forever. I'm like,
Yeah,
"Where is any good ones?"
I know,
And then
but
I found my husband on a dating site.
yeah, but right, but that was, like, rewarding though, right? I mean, I think it's
Yeah.
different from the dynamic from men to women, like, it was very overwhelming. There's, like, 100 messages, and it was, like, constant, constant, constant.
Yeah.
I came across something else that said, what did it nomophobia, and it was shortened of no mobile phone phobia.
Oh.
I and I don't know if it was a real I don't know if it's actually a real thing, like, maybe we could Google it and see if it's actually a real word, but when people get this anxiety about leaving their mobile phone behind, and, like, a lot of us do have to have it for work, and it's such a
Yeah.
it's just like a safety net. Like,
Yeah.
I
And
couldn't
I don't know, do you guys carry mobile devices, like, for work? Like, we have iPhones, every nurse carries an iPhone that they get. There's actually, like, a messaging platform in our electronic health record. They can, text a doctor or whatever. I know your computers are down right now.
Our mobile phone well, we do carry them at work, I will say that, but they're from, like, the '90s.
Oh, okay.
Like, I would have to triple text, triple hit a
Oh, no.
button to
Oh, no.
it's don't even get me started on
Okay.
that facility. So, how do you think we should decrease our social media use?
Before we get into that, I wanted to mention one other thing that I found interesting and that I've noticed a lot lately. The
Mhm.
emotional engagement that social media pulls. There's this new trend, or I guess algorithms are pushing posts that are called like rage bait. So it'll be
Ooh.
something, yeah, it'll be something that's like absolutely ridiculous. Like it could just be as simple as someone cooking something, but putting the most ridiculous things in it, and it pisses people off, so they comment more because 'cause they're like, "What the fuck is this? Why would you put that in there? Why are you putting mayonnaise in it?" And other things as well. Like, it'll be like a hair video when they're like, "Oh, we're gonna do all this stuff to the hair," and then they don't show the results, and people are like, "Why would you post this?" But it gets so much engagement because people get upset, and then they engage with the content.
I just saw something like that yesterday. There was a stitch on TikTok, and this woman was enraged because she said somebody stole the photos of my husband, cropped me out, and made a fake Tinder account with his photos. And the stitch came in, and it was the lady like, "Really? The profile's verified?" And if somebody was gonna steal, you know, if someone was gonna steal somebody's photos to make a Tinder account, they would have chose someone better looking than your husband. And and
Damn.
everybody was in the comments saying, "This has to be fake. They're just doing this. Sis is stupid." Like, everyone was enraged that this woman was well, for one, that it was fake. They thought it was fake, and for two, because this woman was, just sticking up for her husband that clearly has a dating profile behind her back.
That's the other one. They'll like sometimes they'll hashtag it with satire, but a lot of, especially on TikTok, they'll post like the most ridiculous things that happen to them. And like, I can't believe blah, blah. Like one person posted that she charged her child's friend's parents for like a list of, oh,
I
they
saw
ate
that.
10 goldfish and 1 juice box, and here's your itemized list of what you owe me. But it was satire.
Mhm.
But it got people going.
Yeah. That's funny to me.
Yeah.
That I
But you
mean
and that is the part, like, you have to learn discernment with what you're consuming.
yeah,
And
gullible.
noticing what you're like, how you're reacting to what you're consuming. I think that's where starting there, and also starting with, like, just taking a reflection of how does my social media use affect my life? Has am I not as close with people that I would like to be, like my partner, my friends? Am I not engaging with them in real life versus the social media?
Mhm.
Am I letting social media get me in a bad mood, let me feel depressed? I had a friend once who she really struggled with like self image, and she would see people posting. People post their best stuff on social media. People aren't posting, "Hey, I fucked up my life today." I mean, sometimes they do. I
Yeah,
sometimes
they do.
post that actually,
I'm there for
but
it.
for the majority, people post like, "Oh, I just went on this vacation. I'm in Europe, and look how good I look. I got this new body, whatever." And I had this friend that like really she would compare herself a lot to people. And so just unfollow those people. If they make you feel bad, if seeing what they're posting is making you feel bad, unfollow them or even block them.
Yeah, if you're looking at them and dwelling and maybe being jealous or just depressed that you don't look like that, if you're not using it as like an inspiration
Mhm.
and it's affecting your mental health, it would be I'm all for deleting them all altogether. I don't even think I've posted on TikTok since like March. I don't know. I just don't like my sister doesn't have social media either, and her and I it forces us to like send pictures and stuff through texting. But I do get it. And sometimes I do miss it. I do miss like the creativity of it, and so I do
Mhm.
miss that too. But I do see how it can affect people's mental health, especially with body image and comparing yourself to other people's relationships. Or I know
Yeah.
a lot of people will get online and start like obsessively looking at their exes. Oh my gosh,
Oh,
look at
yeah.
them. They're so happy with them, and comparing how, maybe they treat this new partner better than they ever treated them. And that can take a toll on people too.
Oh, yeah. That used to be me when I was young in the
Mhm.
MySpace
In
days.
the
Oh
MySpace days, yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it is I mean, a lot of people use well, like, I've seen full on detectives get on social media and pull up stuff
Oh,
that
yeah.
like, "Oh, they said this and this, well, look at this and that." You know?
And that's the other shitty part though. Like, I remember when I went through my divorce, this last one, there's been
Mhm.
multiple. I completely blocked my ex on everything, but then people that were mutual friends were going and screenshotting stuff and sending it to me, and so I had to set that boundary with them of, "Hey, I
Mhm.
don't give a fuck what he's doing with his life. Thank you. Yeah, he's doing
Mhm.
some fucked up shit. Wonderful. I'm not a part of it anymore." So sometimes you try
Yeah.
to remove yourself and people just wanna keep pulling you back in.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I think, looking at your phones typically will tell you what your use like, what your screen time usage is. Start with that. Look at how much you're using your phone, and then maybe try to, start small. Because it's if you try to like, "Okay, I'm not gonna touch my phone for a day," that's probably gonna be difficult. But maybe you're like, "Okay, for this next 4-hour block, not gonna touch my phone, gonna put it on silent and see how I feel."
Ooh, that's a
Maybe
long time. I
4
couldn't
hours?
I don't think I could go 4 hours unless I'm sleeping.
Really?
It depends
I'm
what
trying
I'm
to think.
doing. It depends what I'm doing.
Yeah. Like, if you're hanging out with your kids or something, or, like
Yeah.
you're I don't know.
Yeah. That's a
I
good though.
guess
Definitely put it down.
well,
Set goals for yourself.
yeah. Maybe an hour. Start with an hour. You gotta gauge whatever your current, like, if you're on your phone for 16 hours a day, then maybe maybe try 30 minutes.
4 hours without my phone gave me anxiety.
Hmm.
Yeah, 30 minutes, yeah, for sure. I mean, I physically have to leave it in another room and go do something still.
Yeah. I I do a decent job, like, when I'm out in nature for whatever
Mhm,
reason. It'll be on me for safety, like, in my pocket, but
mhm.
I can, do my whole hike or walk and not look at it.
Yeah,
Although, then you bring in the Apple Watch part of
I was
it.
just gonna say that, yeah.
You're still you can turn notifications off on here, so
Mhm.
I'll do that, but I do, like, track my workouts and stuff. I
Yeah.
like to track my heart rate and all that.
Yes, I like to see how many steps I'm getting and need.
One big thing is maybe just start with turning off your notifications. That was another thing. So the friend I mentioned before, one of the things she started doing was turning off all the notifications for her social media apps on her phone. So not just like silencing your phone, but actually going into your settings to notifications and turning it off for each social media thing so that
Yeah.
only when she was ready to engage in that, then she would
Mhm.
click on the app and see her notifications.
Yeah, that was really helpful. There's several things I have turned. I think the only thing I have turned on is, like, my text messages, my calls, and my emails. And the emails are
Nice.
questionable. They can be turned off too. 'Cause I got, like,
I
so many
Well,
different
that's what I
email
do for
accounts.
right. I do have, like, my work email, and we use Teams,
Mhm.
so I have those on my phone,
Yeah.
but I have notifications turned off from my email because I know that that will give me way too much anxiety if I have that on. I go back and forth between like, if it's during a workday, I'll have the Teams notifications on in case someone needs to reach out to me and I'm teaching a class or something, or I'll shut them off if it's becoming too much.
What do you think people have a harder time with? Or what do you think they get more gratification from? Just mindlessly scrolling and, like, shorts after shorts after shorts, or getting a like on the personal content they post?
I think it's dependent on the person. I will say years ago version of me, I lived for the likes. I wanted, as many likes as possible. Now, I don't really care. I put shit out there to put it out there,
Mhm.
but I am addicted to the scrolling, to the video after video after
Yeah,
video. That's
same.
that's where I'm at.
I'm addicted to Netflix right now. Episode I just thought about that, like, I'll put on a show and binge it, but, like, carry my phone around to every room I go in, like, just
Oh,
to
you'll
hear
watch it
it.
on your phone.
Yeah, and do, like, but still taking care of stuff, but it's still,
Yeah.
like, I have it on, like, it's still an escape. I could be listening to a podcast or something, like, I could be doing
Mhm.
something different.
Yeah. What are some other things you think people can do to create healthier habits with social media?
Something I've been more mindful of is just the content that I consume in my brain. A lot of things will make me sad, like with that trauma dumping candy bowl, that makes
Yeah.
me feel like I got my own stuff to process. Like, I'm so sorry that happened to you. I couldn't imagine that happening to me. Like, it just makes me just feel so sad that people experience those things. And I would say things like that. Just be mindful of what
Yeah.
you're consuming. And
And not everyone knows, like, y on most social media platforms, you can, like, if there's a certain video that you just absolutely don't wanna see, you can kinda click on it and say, like, "I'm not interested in this," and that will help to curate your feed a little bit better.
oh, nice. Yeah. I think a long time ago when I did have Facebook and Instagram, like, Facebook made me feel like I was a part of the same community of all the people that I know, whereas Instagram was
Mhm.
more like I'm getting so many
Branching out
different
into the world, kinda.
yeah, like, different content from, like, around the world, and, like, it
Mhm.
was more like-minded, like, groups and people from around the world that you could follow and be a part of, and you obviously don't know each other personally, but so a lot more, like, spiritual and physical health, mental health things would pop up, and I loved that. So, getting rid of Facebook, I think, helped, or at least removing certain people. I mean, you can get on Facebook every day, and I'm sure, I don't know what it's like now. I haven't had it for years, but I'm sure there's still people, and I'm sure this is every social media platform, but just bitching about the school system and politics and just whining. I feel like it's just
A
whining and
lot of
negative,
it.
just bitching, and I'm like, this is like, I don't like, I don't
Yeah.
know, like, I don't
That's
know.
one thing with Facebook. Facebook is a lot of negativity, I feel like, a lot of
Yeah.
bitching, whining, a lot of politics, a lot of just being mean, and so I
Mhm.
don't scroll on Facebook. I go on there to post our stuff for our podcast.
Mhm.
I might check on a couple loved ones, but I quickly exit it.
Yeah. And I hear, like, at work, like, "Oh, did you see what they put on Facebook?" Like, it's just I never see anything or hear anything of even people talking good about other people outside of social
No.
media.
Right.
And I would say
Do
never,
you
but
feel how long is it? It's been like a good year or so since you haven't had social media, right?
yeah. I would say
Or
be
decrease social media?
yeah, I would say, like, how do I feel without it? Was that your question?
Mhm. Yeah.
Facebook, I got rid of, like, years ago, so I feel good without that. The Instagram,
Mhm.
though, I got rid of that because of someone else's insecurity, and I still wish that I wouldn't have done that. I wish that I would have just not I deactivated it, but I wish I would have, like, or
You coulda just
I w
deleted it off your phone, but not actually deleted your account.
Right. Well, that's what I was gonna say. I wish I would have deactivated the account, not completely deleted it. So I still, like,
Mhm.
there's a lot of memories I had on there, cute pictures
Oh,
with my
yeah.
kids. I mean, and I still have
Mhm.
those pictures in my phone, but I did that a long
Oh.
time ago in a previous relationship before the last one. Like, I was super into yoga and posted a lot of pictures, and they were insecure and didn't like it, so I deleted that Instagram account. So I've done that several times in relationships to, just to try to, like, appease the comfort of others based on their insecurities, and, like, I regretted it because it was like I abandoned myself. So
Yeah.
I I do kind of miss my Instagram just for that purpose, but I don't I kind of like being private, though.
Mhm.
Like, I like TikTok, I like making the creative video, but I don't have, like, this urge because
Okay.
I was not with that person for 7 months, and then I didn't have the urge to get back on Instagram, you know?
Yeah.
TikTok was cool, still is cool. I still like making videos sometimes, but I just don't it's like sometimes I miss things about it, but it's like work to keep up on.
Yeah.
That's how it kinda makes me feel now.
Mhm.
Now I just mindlessly scroll. I like I like YouTube Shorts
Yeah.
more than TikTok because
Ah.
like, it's specifically to what you follow and subscribe to on YouTube. I mean, it is
Oh,
TikTok
that's
too,
good.
but, I think TikTok throws in things that it depends, I think, on what section. Like, if you're just looking at your friends, or, like, based on what you look at all the time,
Mhm.
the algorithm or whatever.
Yeah.
So are you gonna
Alright. Do we get
set goals for yourself? How many hours are you gonna go without your phone today?
uh I haven't thought that far.
I don't even know what my daily screen use is. I know it pops up sometimes and I don't even look at it. I don't even wanna know.
I don't even know where you find that in your phone. I've never really, like, looked at it because I do use my phone a lot for work too, so I'm like,
Yeah.
how much of this is scrolling oh, screen time right there.
I know I'm looking at it too.
Understand how much time okay, so you can limit usage in there. So it will, like, pop up alerts for you if you wanna set a goal for yourself of, like,
Mhm.
I only wanna use it for the or during these hours or whatever. Communication limits, set limits for calling and messaging. Don't call me. How about that?
Ooh, how about
I'm
that?
just kidding. I just don't like talking on the phone. Where is my it doesn't it's not saying.
I don't understand what these, like, numbers are for.
I don't see any numbers on mine.
Holy crap. Okay, so daily average.
Oh, I guess I haven't turned it on.
Thursday, I picked up my phone. It tells you when you pick it up. Most pickups was Thursday. I picked up my phone 126 times.
Oh, shit.
Why does it even tell me that? You wanna know why? I was at work and I didn't have my watch on that day. That's probably why. Or
Oh.
but this week, my daily average is 6 hours on my phone, and I increased that by 6% this week. That's sad.
I guess I have to, like, set it up because I'm not seeing any numbers. See all app activity. Okay. Oh, it hasn't been measuring it, I guess. That's weird.
Mm,
Maybe I turned it off before. I
yeah,
probably got one of those notifications, and I was like, "I don't wanna see this."
yeah, yeah.
I don't know,
I don't
but it
know.
does say you can schedule time away from your screen, so there's the ability to do that. You can choose apps to allow at all times, so, like, if you want text to come through at all times, and then
Mhm.
you can set time limits for apps. That's kinda cool, so, like, if you're like, "I wanna limit my doom scrolling to 1 hour," you can do that. I so there are we did touch on symptoms some. I only have, like, behavioral and emotional symptoms, but I noticed that I also get nauseous if I scroll for too long. And
Yeah,
I don't know if it's, like,
it's
a
your eyes.
vestibular thing.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
That's my
Because
indicator to myself, and I'll be like, "Oh, I need to set this down because 'cause I'm getting nauseous."
yeah, because 'cause you're looking at your phone right in front of your face, and then you're
Mhm.
quickly looking away at something far away from you, like if you're talking to your husband and he's in the kitchen or something.
Mhm. Or the way we hold our phones, if, like, my hand starts to cramp or something.
Mhm. Not only that, but neck problems looking, like, down like
Yes,
this
your
all the time.
positioning of
Yeah.
yeah.
I know on my daughter's phone, I limit her social media, I think, to, like, 3 hours a day. She can be on there, and then she can have access to, like, text messaging and calling at all times. And at, like, midnight or something, like, you can't use it anymore from, like, midnight to 7 in the morning or something like that. So I don't know what it's like. I'm sure all phones do it, but iPhones anyways,
Yeah.
it's really simple to put parental controls on there. I'm gonna do that for myself.
Nice.
Mhm.
That is helpful. All right. Well, anything else to share about social media addictions?
I don't think so.
I don't think I have any either. The only other thing I have is just replacing your social media habits with healthy habits. So, remembering those things you did, and this might be harder for younger generations, like because I've always had social media, but for
Mhm.
me, like, I can remember I like to paint, I like to macrame, I like to hike, things that you enjoy doing outside of social media and get back into those things.
Yes.
All right. Well, we hope you all have a great rest of your day and a great week. And thank you for listening.
You can find us on all social media platforms, including YouTube.
Speaking of, come consume our content on social media. This is
Namaste.
bad.
I know.
Namaste.